man Muse, the man of twists and turns, an exile driven on by fate. He was the first to flee the coast of Troy, destined to reach Lavinian shores and Italian soil. I cannot imagine anything you and I have not already gone through, facing the curse of Oedipus. But one night in 80 BC, after Sulla had retired from his dictatorship, this Sextus Rosius the Elder was returning from a dinner party at Rome when all of a sudden an unknown man attacked him, and he was murdered. Do you smell the fault? I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of being so proper. I'll tell what I saw, though. How I came to enter, I cannot quite remember, being so full of sleep when I began to blunder, my left foot always lower on the hill. Each clan on the outlying coast beyond the Whale Road had to yield to him and pay tribute. Yep, that was one good king. He would not budge. I shook my two hairy fists at the sky and let out a howl so unspeakable that the water beneath my feet turned to sudden ice, and even I myself was left uneasy. But we must always remember, in the words of our all-ever-knowing Pangloss, that things cannot be otherwise than as they are. Legs were most obviously designed for stockings. Think back to when all of these texts were new. There were journals, discussions, thematic food, essays, characters. So what? Week 1, the Odyssey. We were given this super long epic poem. We were told to find a theme from it, and Dr. Rubel just kept saying, so what?
I started out being really impulsive, like with the Cyclops. I tricked him and stabbed him, and as I escaped, I boasted about how great I was for defeating the monster and stabbing his eye out. But later, I realized I should probably think things through before I act, like when I finally listened to Athena.
At first, I was a whiny kid, whining about how the gods sent me all this misery, and how my father's been missing me for my whole life.
Telemachus, stop! I'm crying here. I have to undo all this weaving. God!
So then I grew up and became the man of the house, and started telling my mother what to do, because I'm in charge now because I grew a beard.
Oh my God, I get it. The theme here is growth. I'll have to write that down for my first journal. Week 3, the Aeneid. This starts out with Hera. No, Juno. Being mad at Aphrodite. No, it's Venus.
Love. Can't found Rome with it, can't found Rome without it. We had to flee Troy, and so I'm running, and I'm carrying my son, and my father, and my wife couldn't even keep up with us. So now I've lost her.
I knew he needed to move on to build Rome, so I told him that the fates didn't want us to be together anymore, so stop crying and move on.
So then I arrived in Carthage, and I found this new chick, and she was so obsessive she actually thought we got married in that cave.
I just can't go on without him. So I guess the logical thing for me to do is to kill myself to escape the misery he's brought me.
Such a drama queen. Now I've moved on to Lavinia, and her hair catches on fire, so that's cool.
There's this prophecy that I would marry a foreigner who landed on these shores, so that's how I ended up with Aeneas.
Oh, I get it. The theme here is love. I'll have to write that down for my next journal. What do you mean I can't repeat what we talk about in class discussion? Next, we move on to the Oresteia. We couldn't hear enough about Agamemnon in the Odyssey. Now we need to know what finally happens.
Blood grudge runs deep, especially with family members. There is no other option than to kill Agamemnon. I have to do this for Iphigenia. Honey, I'm home. Hi, honey. Wait, I missed you. Let's walk on this red carpet and go off stage for a minute or two. Stab, stab. Oreo, my little sweet.
Only 6 or 7 birthdays, but who holds a grudge these days?
Certainly not my son.
Here, let me repay an old favor that's long past due.
Stab, stab. I think it's safe to say I can write revenge down first. Week 6, we move on to Antigone. Where was that in the art museum again? Oh no, we had to read to page 295 today. My bad.
Creon, I just watched my brothers die fighting one another. You can't tell me what is just and what is unjust. Who are we to say what the gods hold wicked? Therefore, I feel it is right to give myself up and name my brother. Somebody has to die dramatically. It's a classical tragedy for Zeus' sake.
Fine, I don't care if you die. My city is more important than you.
It is in my nature to join in love, not hate.
Go find it in hell.
Which circle?
We aren't there yet. my boy.
I am your son, father, and you are my guide.
And a very lovely guy, too. Whose voice runs the city.
But you're wrong. It's not a city if one voice does the talking.
The state is the king.
If the state is a desert.
Fine. What do you care? You can have all the wives you want.
But Daddy, I love her.
Oh my gosh. How dare they put their loyalty to the gods above their loyalty to the king?
What are you doing? You need to go free Antigone and build a tomb for Polynices.
You know what? I changed my mind. I will go free Antigone and build a tomb for the boy. I will reverse the order for no apparent reason. I've decided to let you... Hyman, what are you doing here?
Go away, Dad. I'm lamenting Antigone's death.
My niece, my son, my wife, I wish I could die too. But alas, I have to continue to live through this tragedy.
Loyalty to what? The family or the city? The living or the dead? The gods or the king? Man, I'm glad it's almost time for break. Fucking break right now. Second half of week 6, we move on to Cicero.
Lipschitz.
No, not Cicero that wrote the murder trials, questioning the legal system.
Yeah. It is the duty of wise men like yourselves, equipped with the power and authority that have been entrusted to you, to apply the most effective remedies to the major troubles that afflict our community. So basically, you have to figure out if you want to believe my story or the other story. If that's what you believe is right.
Stop saying if. I don't even know what to believe anymore.
I don't even know if I'm guilty.
I think he has a point.
Of course I do, I'm Cicero.
That Cicero sure was cunning. Next, we're in week 7 with King Lear. Now, I'm getting whiplash from going to Greece and Rome and now England.
I have all this land and power. So naturally, I should divide it into 3 parts. Genius!
He asked me how much I loved him, so I made up this whole spiel about loving him more than words can say and more than anything in the world, like blah, blah, blah.
I did the same thing, only I tried to one-up her, so thank goodness Cordelia gave such a horrible answer about loving him as much as she should, or whatever. So now the 2 of us have the power.
Oh, wait. This happens 2 times in King Lear. Another time where... Let me find it. Edgar, Edmund, and Gloucester.
I wanted power, so I sabotaged my legitimate brother Edgar so my father wouldn't favor him anymore.
I can't believe Edmund heard that father was mad at me. I guess I'll just run away and make up a fake name.
Oh my gosh! Edgar is going to sabotage me? I'd better not make him my favorite son anymore. Then my eyes got poked out.
So Edgar's run off and Daddy's blind, so guess who's the new Earl of Gloucester?
This family sure had a lot of problems when it came to power and greed. Next, we arrive in hell. Actually, just Dante's Inferno with week 7 through 9, but same thing.
Are you ready for this?
Yes? Just don't leave me behind, okay?
Circle 1, limbo.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. I'm on for having to make me sick.
Aw, poor things. I feel so bad for you.
Circle 2, lust.
Ah, I found a hurricane or something. Yeah!
Hey, wake up. It's time for circle 3, gluttony.
Don't get me out of this bio goo. It stinks.
What a terrible and disgusting fate. I feel so bad for you.
Circle 4, greed.
This wait forever pushing against me.
How daunting.
What the hell? I feel so bad for you.
Moving on. Now we're on the river Styx with circle 5, anger.
I feel so bad for you.
Circle 6, heresy.
Is it hot in this tomb? Or is it just me? I actually think it is really hot in here.
I feel so bad for you.
Circle 7, violence.
Guys, I know I'm a tree, but do you have to eat me all the time?
Are there any other fates that are worse than this?
Well, would you rather be drowning in a pond of boiling blood or walk across a burning desert while it rains fire?
I feel so bad for you.
Just get on the Garion. Circle 8, fraud.
I feel so bad.
Stop! Circle 9, betrayal.
So cold.
You know what? I actually think that I don't feel bad for you people at all. So where's the 10th circle?
There is no 10th circle. That's just what Sarah made up for all the people she hates.
So how do I get out of here?
Yeah. I don't know, man. You got a ways to walk up Satan, so, best of luck.
Divine comedy? Did you find this funny at all? Because I didn't laugh once. The theme here is definitely punishment. Next, we move on to battles of beasts and dragons, and I'm not talking about Harry Potter. I'm talking about battles of Beowulf in the lands of the Danes and the Geats.
Oh, woe is me. The demon Grendel plagues my beloved Herat, and no man has been able to stop him. Unfortunately, I am too old to fight such a beast and continue to live my glorious rule. I need a hero.
Never fear! I am here to defeat Grendel and save the Herat.
Hold on, Mr. Big Shot.
What makes you think you can defeat Grendel?
You have such a big head, you swam across the open sea just to prove you could.
That drunken bet? I only lost because I fought a sea monster doing it. And what about you, Umbert? You've not even tried to fight Grendel. Are you scared?
Well,
The idea of the ideal hero seems to be essential in Beowulf. Yep, maybe that was one good king, but Beowulf was one good hero. So there's this guy. His name's Grendel. Yeah, he hates parties. Anyway, week 11, Grendel.
What's that up in the tree? I don't understand it.
I'm a Grendel.
Let's kill it.
I'm not to understand. You're the ones who are hard to understand. You kill your own kind for sports. Mom, where have you been? I've been calling for you for hours.
Flee, 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 flee.
I don't know what you're saying. Articulate your words. I don't know what you're... Never mind, just get me out of this tree. I can't understand you. But no one understands me. No one understands anything. Maybe there's a way to break this barrier. Shut up, Mom. It's not a phase. It's who I am. And it's not going to get any better. The day man understands me is the day I die.
As easy as Grendel was to understand, he had a lot of issues with misunderstanding. I mean, so did I when I was reading about Renaissance art and the annotated Mona Lisa, but whatever. Someone once told me that this was a cartoon. And is that a self-portrait on the front? Self-portrait. Sculptures. Baroque. Art museum. I gotta start my art essay! Oh wait, back to Candide.
I love this girl. We kissed once, but then I was kicked out and tricked into the Bulgarian army.
Yes, as a metaphysical theological cosmologist, this is for the best.
But she's dead. And my benefactor, the Anabaptist, just drowned too.
Indeed, Candide. That bay was made for him to drown.
So then, Pangloss was hanged for some crazy reason. But also, Cunningham is alive, so there's that. Oh, this world is great.
My life is terrible, and everything is awful.
After all my sheep died from all that treasure, I renounced Pangloss' optimism.
Dude, how many times do I have to tell you that the physicians just want your money, and they don't want you to get better?
That's a lie.
He's not dead.
No. Wait, he's alive again? Your enthusiasm is going to kill me someday. And my love Cunningham is ugly, but man, she makes good pastries.
We should work. It'll solve all our problems.
Yes, that is why everything was so terrible before. It was so it could be great now.
Let's just cultivate this garden.
So first everything is optimistic, and then everything is pessimistic. But in the end, we meet with reality? nature are both so real. You go, Candy. You cultivate that garden.
Am I done now?
You're never done, Debbie.
What?
None of us are ever done.
Julia, you do know this class only lasted one semester, right?
And even more so, this project does have a time limit.
I know that. I'm not talking about the honors experience.
Oh, then what the devil are you talking about? You know, I think you're just causing trouble as usual. I mean, it wasn't easy reading through all those texts, or memorizing these lines, or pouring myself into critiques, and journals, and essays. And
Right. What else isn't easy?
Crossing the road in front of the honors house.
Think deeper.
Being gone from basketball?
For God's sake, think deeper.
Growth, love, revenge,
Loyalty, cunning, power.
Punishment, heroism, misunderstanding, and reality.
Which make up? Everybody now.
The human condition!